Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Garth Farms. We are down at the shop, and that's because today we are going to make some silage, but we already have silage left in the pit that we need to use. And what are we going to use it for? We're going to use it to make TMR. So, first job we want to do is get ourselves a TMR mixer. Now, there isn't one on sale, no. So, I did download one, which I think is going to be the perfect one for us. It's not got a massive capacity, but it will do. Now I'm going to configure this to be a CF plate, and then it's 25, isn't it? There's rules in the UK about the numbers, and I can't remember what they are. So there we go, and that's going to cost us 9,500. Why is it going to cost us more? It's going to cost more to have default tyres on. Okay, well, there we go. I have also turned on manual attach because that has just been released. Great stuff. Manual attach is back. So, for anyone who has not used manual attach before, it is very simple. The only thing is making sure you line up the tractor in the first place. Hopefully I've done it. Yeah. So Q to attach, hold down Z, attach the hoses, press Z to hook up the PTO. And now we are going to get over to the farm. I have noticed, since the latest update, my tractor, just this one, is bouncing a lot. I don't know why. I don't know if something has changed in one of the mods I'm using that makes it bounce more. It actually seems to be okay at the moment, which is even more odd. I did skip a few days. The reason for skipping days is that there was just nothing to do. Really nothing at all. So it made more sense to just skip ahead. Today, the grass is still only on stage 3 of 4, but it is the first sunny day, and we've got 2 days in March, and then the 1st of April I'm going to want to put the corn in as soon as possible. And if you remember, the corn is because, it's bumpy down here, the corn is because we're going to make corn silage, or maize silage. Wow, so bumpy. Yes, we're going to make maize silage. We're going to stop making grass silage. There was one trailer of silage left, and I did sell it as well. Whoa, 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 whoa. So, what I need to do is put this guy somewhere. The food empties out on this side. Oh no, the food will empty out on either side. Well, that's even better then. Because what I want to do is make sure I put the food mixer in a position where I can easily empty into it. I think, yes, I do have the feed mix on. Now I have to get used to not just pressing buttons to disconnect. That's not going to work from now on. Right, now where's my front loader? Thank you, cows. They're trying to help and tell on me, I think. I have a feeling it's in here. It is! Yippee! Good thing is... Ooh, maybe it's changed. No, it hasn't changed, has it? It's this one. Yes. So, you can pick up the... I'm talking over myself. Yes, I should drop the weight. Let's put the weight somewhere sensible though. By here will do. I can't do that, can I? This is what I mean. I've really got to get used to not being able to just press a button and everything's magically sorted. Right. Now we can get on. So, I'm not sure how much we can actually put into each bucket. I don't remember the capacity. Ooh. And I'm not doing a very good job of actually getting into a position where I can view. There we go. What? My joystick is being a bit of a pain. It just wants to constantly tip upwards, which is quite annoying. I may have to go and change the dead zone on my joystick even more. See? It just refuses. Are we full? No. We're not full. Okay. So 1,000 litres is what we can take, but we don't actually have 1,000 litres here. Now I'm also not going to give the cows the TMR. Not yet. Because they've still got grass. Right, let me adjust the dead zone. Hopefully that will be better now. This joystick is a bit of a pain. I've now turned it up to 30% dead zone. That's a lot. Okay. So this time we've got 1,000. Now this is why doing the grass is going to be a little bit tricky, because we've actually got a lot of silage left over. I may need to tip it into a trailer just to temporarily store it. Oh, we can't see the mixing statistics. But it's got 10k, so we should be able to do one more load. After that, it gets tricky. But one more load should be completely doable. Oh no, there's a wall in the way. Okay. Now the hay is going to be one full bale, and I am, just for today, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to throw it in by hand. In future, I will not. It's just because I want a bit of speed. Okay. So let me go and quickly grab a hay bale. Let me turn on this. How much is in a hay bale? Ooh. Ooh. Actually, no. I think we're going to have to split the hay bale. Yes. That's a lot of hay. 7,000 litres in there. I wasn't expecting that. This is going to be a really boring job of loading this mixing wagon. We will at some point get a bigger mixing wagon, hopefully with more cows as well, and I would love to have a wheel loader. That would of course make life much easier. It would also make life easier if you don't do that, which is to dump it all on the floor just after you've picked it up. So far, this episode is going really well, isn't it? We're actually not going to move on to cutting grass at this rate, which which is maybe a good thing as the silage is still very full. This is also where a second tractor would be really useful. Alright, let's try indoor cabbing this. There we go. Now, the question is, am I going to completely miss where this goes by doing it indoors? No! That's a miracle. Now, you don't normally reverse anything blindly like that, but in this particular case, I know that there's no one else on this farm, it's just me. Not even a dog or anything. Then again, I'm going to say something contentious, I'd rather a cat than a dog. Probably not that contentious for anyone who knows that I have cats. So, out here. I don't want to tip too fast. There we go. Right, I'm going to carry on getting this loaded, and when I think I'm about done, we will come back. Alright, we're full, and we've got a decent mix. More hay than silage, but that's fine. So, we can now mix this. So, I'll turn it on, and the mixing time has started. Because we're on times 10, it doesn't really take 1 minute and, what was it, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It takes 10 times less than that, but we now have TMR. Great stuff. However, we're not going to give this to the cows. What I'm actually going to do is I am going to park this up in the shed because I want them to finish all of their grass first. They do still have, I think it's about 3,000 litres of grass left. The whole point of doing this TMR was actually just so that I could get some of the silage out of the silage bunker. That was literally it. Right. Get that uncoupled, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the red trailer, can't remember what it's called, I'm going to fill that with the rest of the silage from the pit so that we can actually get started on doing some grass cutting. So the silage pit is now empty, and because it took so long to make that TMR, we're actually just going to get this field cut and windrowed today, and then tomorrow we will get the collection done and hopefully move on to another field as well. It's just because of the time. I don't want the episode dragging on. I have a really bad habit of not being able to keep my episodes to the length that I want, so we are going to try our best. Well, I am going to try my best anyway. It's got nothing to do with you guys. You have no control over how long I do the videos. But yes, try and keep it to a decent length. That's the plan anyway. Now I'm going to round off the corners just because it does make my life a little bit easier. I'm also trying to put my microphone in a place that I think is better located for sound. However, it does mean it's blocking the monitor. It's quite annoying. And I can't change it now, because if I change it now it will be really, really loud. It will make a complete mess of all the sounds as well. So better that I just don't touch it until the end of the recording. Now I am missing quite a bit with these rounded corners, so I think I'm going to have to go and chop off a little bit extra from them. And okay, just about managed to do that. Can I get in there? I can, just about, again. I know that I can drive through the hedges, but I'm trying to not do that if possible. And I missed a piece. This microphone is really bothering me. Turns out this is just not the position for it. As nice as it is, in terms of maybe the sound is a little bit better, it's in the way quite badly. It's basically over the top of my steering wheel as well, which means it's probably picking up an annoying amount of steering wheel noise. I hope not. But anyway, this is a quick job. That corner's not so bad actually. I thought it was going to be much worse than that. And these fields do need treating, but because we don't have that many cows, we don't have that much slurry. And I didn't want to put artificial fertilizer onto these because it's for the cows. I'd rather be using some lovely liquid poo on the cows instead of artificial chemicals. But then you have to wait for the cows to produce it. That's the problem. Do that one rounded. Why not? Just for fun. Here we go. So yeah, like I said, we're going to get this windrowed as well. Do that very quickly. In fact, we'll probably just do the windrowing as a quick time lapse at the end before we finish the episode. And I've just noticed that my keyboard has done its annoying thing. I know why it's done it actually. It's because I had to restart the computer yesterday. My computer does not get turned off very often. And it did get turned off yesterday. And it has meant that the IQ software has not restarted, and that is what I use for my programmable buttons. So we can get this bit here finished now. Perfect. We're not going to get a massive amount of grass from the field, which is why it's good that we've got enough silage to keep the cows going for a while, because then I can cut the grass twice this year. We don't need any hay, so we can cut the grass twice, maybe 3 times if it grows fast enough, and with that cutting we can just keep refilling the bunker silo. We don't have to pit it over immediately. There's no requirement for that. Pit it over? Blanket it is what I mean. So yeah, we don't have to blanket it immediately. We can just leave it until we are basically finishing the year. We don't have any need for hay. We don't have any need for silage right now. We also do have I think it's about 66,000 litres, I think it was, of grass in bales that needs to be wrapped. There was a wrapping contract today that I considered doing, but next time there's a wrapping contract that we take, I will actually wrap our own bales at the end. Oops. Yes, and if I wrap our own bales, we will then have silage in bales that we can use in the future, just in case we need silage before we do blanket the silo over. That'll work. That'll work. Right, I am going to get this done as I jump. See you in a second when it's all finished. Alright, the field is done, and I actually moved my microphone quickly, so let's see. It's good actually. It means I'll be able to do a direct comparison of how it sounds in the two different locations. So that is quite handy. So back this into here, grab the windrower. Now, trick is not to go too far back. Yeah, see, if you go too far against the side, you get stuck. Because of course now that it's manual attach, I actually have to get out. I can't jam things right up against the sides anymore. So there we go. And we will shifty. Bit further. There we go. That should do. No, I was actually too close. Oops, wrong button. And hoses and PTO are connected. Right then. Let's get this. Oops. Ooh, crumbs. That's not good. I'm completely jammed now, aren't I? Ah, right. I'm gonna have to unjam this. Okay, it's all unjammed, which means I can get on with this. So, we will do the headland first. Just because it's a little easier. It means that I have to keep driving over the windrow, but there we go. And I did say I'm going to do this on a time lapse, didn't I? So let's do it on a time lapse. Last windrow! I'm really tempted to go around that headland windrow and tidy it up, but I think I'm not going to bother. I mean, normally you shouldn't be driving over the top of the windrows that you've just created, I don't believe. But this is Farming Simulator and not real life, so just this once will do it. I say just this once, I do it quite often. Oh no! This is why I hate this windrower. Let's just pretend that this windrower weighs nothing, and we'll just unhook him slightly. There we go. Yeah, he's as light as a feather. Now don't get hooked onto the other one. And in without hooking. Fantastic. And now the fun job. I do genuinely despise reversing this windrower. Especially because this yard is very, very tight. No, 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 that was too far. That was too far. There we go. No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Sort of. No. If you came to watch excellent driving, you are definitely in the wrong place. Especially because I keep turning the steering wheel the wrong direction. Right. Oh, now I'm jammed again. Right. You know what? This is going to be the end of the video, because this is painful to watch for me and for you. So next time, what we're going to do is we're going to get that field collected. We're also going to mow one of the other fields, probably just one, and we'll spend the episode basically just doing lots and lots of grass. I know, exciting, right? But yeah, that'll be the plan, is to do a lot of grass, try and get that bunker refilled. It is going to take time, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. For now though, thank you very, very much for watching me and my appalling reversing skills. I will see you next time. Bye bye.